Hello again. Welcome to Socktown. I'm Sock's Way Up, and in today's episode, we're going to focus on detailing the city a little bit. I did a little quick time lapse for you guys, so it's because it's a little tedious, but I wanted to show you how I go about detailing cities and all the trees. We use all the trees, probably too many. But here's the first area we started with was our new farm town. I'm lining this with some of these nice tall green trees. What are they? Pine trees. And then I'm adding a little bit of color in between. And then we're going to do that on the edge of the road too, just to kind of fill out the area, give it some more color, give it a little detail. You'll notice in my style of detailing, I go for what looks good from a far view, not necessarily up close. Most of the time I spend in my cities is a more macro level than a micro level. I'm zoomed out. It's a skyline game to me. I like making the larger picture look better. So I don't spend a ton of time on little assets here and there. I do add some when I think it fits, but I don't spend a ridiculous amount of time on that. Here you see us adding some pathways to, allow the people to get around the new little town a lot easier. And then we add some benches in here, some areas for people to hang out when they just need to get away from their house. I feel like that's pretty real. See that a lot in pathways and, green belts and things like that we have in our neighborhoods, and just like little playgrounds, but not necessarily. Think of them as, a picnic bench. Got some trash there. Yeah, and then we add some more trees. And I went with this different style of tree because I didn't want to use one everywhere. I kind of think this works pretty good with the farm, personally. Add some bushes as well. I'd love to hear from all of you on what your favorite asset is to decorate with, or set of assets, or if you have different mods that you use. I know there's a couple mods out there, or one mod out there that'll let you build trees in a line. I do need to look that up because that would help me out a lot with the way that I do detailing. Next, we're going to add a lot more color to our city park. I like adding these flower beds and some more benches around the way here. It gives it a realistic feel to me. It gives it a nice things for people to look at while they're walking around from sections of the park or different areas, from the playgrounds to the trampoline park to the restaurants, and just give them a nice environment to hang out in. And here we're starting to add, some more flower pots. There's a lot of repetitiveness, easy for me to say, in this video. And here we're adding some of these food cart type things for people to have more options to eat while they're at the park. That pretty much sums up this area. And now we're going to move over to our newest city park. We're going to remove the original trees because I don't like the way they look. And we're going to add a little bit of color. Just going to splash some color around using landscaping tools and the paintbrush option. And then we're going to fill in the rest with some more regular pine trees that we've been using. Here we're going to add a little bit of detail, not with that though. Some trash cans, some more seating area. Again, kind of rinse and repeat of what we've already done in the farm area during some of the paths, and add a little bit of sign so people know where they're going as well. Again, I think it's going to be enough touch to where it looks good from afar, and if you zoom in, you'll appreciate the detail a little bit. But again, that's not necessarily my play style. I like the way it looks from a top way up in the sky. And here we're kind of spreading out some trees, kind of building them along the path to make it look like it's organized a little bit better. And then we do fill in a little bit with I believe we do some details with rocks here in a second, but at this point I'm gonna leave you for a little bit and let you just enjoy the rest of the time lapse, and I'll be back in a few. All right, this next section, we're gonna start doing some detailing at one of our new shopping locations. Again, just adding some color for a little bit of pop as people drive into the entrance of the plaza, and some trees in the background for them to look at, so it's a nice environment to go shopping in. Here I was trying to use the surface painter, and at this point, my brain kind of remembered some things that I used to do in other cities. I actually use different mods to make the city look better. I removed those for now. I'm gonna reinstall them because I want to be able to change the color of my city a little bit, and the grass looks a lot better with some of the enhancement mods that you can use, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in the next episode when we get that going in the city. But it was doing this detailing really made me realize that I'm using the vanilla colors, and this map is a custom map, and some of them just don't look that great. And check out my next episode when it comes out later this week. You'll see what I'm talking about for sure. And here we just fill in some trees to fill in the extra space. I do like to just fill in trees where I'm not sure what to do, and that allows me to know that that area is kind of finished in my mind. Yeah, we'll just go from there. Another thing that you can do is, if there's areas where the terrain doesn't look too great, you can kind of hide those blemishes with trees. And if you have like an area that you're just having a hard time leveling out or making look even or clean, you can just hide it with trees. Here we go with an alternating approach of the different color to these colorful trees. And I also made it to where if you're looking across the street, they actually zigzag instead of being the same color directly across from them. Just a little idea I had while I was doing some of this decorating or detailing. And I think it makes this little area of the town stand out and be unique, that it doesn't have exactly the same details everywhere. There are little differences, and give everything, its own feel and vibe for that little subdivision or little district of the town. Again, we're just filling in these empty spots with these trees. They're my favorite ones. And again, we're removing some of these trees that came with the map and adding these pine trees, or I'm pretty sure they're pine trees. At this point, we're going to wrap up this episode of Socktown. I hope you got an idea of how I detail cities. I'd love to hear from you guys on what you do. Give me some tips maybe. But I'll catch you next time, and have a good day.